Royal rebel, how the Queen broke rubbish royal protocol. She was having none of it. The Queen broke royal protocol, dismissing all the fuss with a wave of her hand when Michelle and Barack Obama visited Windsor Castle from the ambassador's residence in London in April 2016. The revelation has been disclosed in Mrs. Obama's explosive memoirs. The book, which shares intimate details of the former First Lady's life, was released in the UK on Tuesday. Details of the Queen's small act of defiance are revealed in the book's closing pages. Writing in her new autobiography, Becoming, Mrs. Obama said, "We were briefed on the protocol ahead of time. We'd greet the royals formally before getting into their vehicle to make the short drive. I'd sit in the front next to 94-year-old Prince Philip, who would drive, and Barack would sit next to the Queen in the back seat." The former First Lady went on to explain how the Queen subverted royal protocol in a rare act of disobedience. She said, "After we'd touched down in a field on the palace grounds and said our hellos, however, the Queen abruptly threw a wrench into everything by gesturing for me to join her in the back seat of the Range Rover. I froze, trying to remember if anyone had prepared me for this scenario, whether it was more polite to go along with it or to insist that Barack take his proper seat by her side. The Queen immediately picked up on my hesitations and was having none of it. Did they give you some rule about this?" she said, dismissing all the fuss with a wave of her hand. "That's rubbish. Sit wherever you want." Her Majesty's rejection of the norm came after her royal team fretted endlessly over the movements and interactions of the Obamas to ensure every last little thing looked right and went smoothly. When U.S. President Donald Trump visited the Queen earlier this year, he attracted controversy by appearing to keep Her Majesty waiting. The Queen was, in fact, early to receive her guests, as she insists she always is. Trump also broke royal protocol by sauntering directly in front of the Queen as the two inspected the Queen's guard. Michelle Obama also committed a royal faux pas by appearing to hug the Queen when the then-president's wife was visiting the UK in April 2009. Mrs. Obama was adamant the Queen did not mind, with the monarch responding by mirroring the friendly gesture. Buckingham Palace has been approached for comment.